The Galactic Concordat's survey vessel Enlightened Path emerged from Fold space at the edge of an unremarkable yellow star system. High Overseer Vixtol stood on the bridge, his crystalline form refracting the soft light of the holographic displays surrounding him. After 10,000 years of guiding younger species toward enlightenment, the Concordat had developed an efficient process for first contact. This system would be no different. Life signs. Vixtol's thoughts resonated through the ship's neural network. Complex technological civilization detected on the third planet. Second Overseer Nalvine responded, her crystalline form pulsing with excitement. Preliminary scans indicate early spacefaring capability. They've established outposts on their moon and neighboring planet. Vixtol's form sparkled with satisfaction. These were always the most rewarding civilizations to guide. Developed enough to understand the gifts the Concordat would bring, but not so advanced that they'd formed too many bad habits. Standard approach pattern. Begin cultural analysis. The Enlightened Path glided forward, its organic crystal hull adapting to the local solar radiation. The ship's quantum sensors reached out, gathering terabytes of data from the civilization's primitive electromagnetic communications. Interesting. Nalvine's thoughts carried a note of confusion. They appear to have developed along an unusual technological path. Heavy emphasis on digital systems and artificial computation. Unfortunate, but not uncommon, Vixtol responded. Many young species experiment with mechanical solutions before learning the superiority of organic technology. We will show them a better way. The first warning sign came as they passed the orbit of the system's sixth planet. Their sensors detected something unusual. A brief energy spike that disappeared as quickly as it had appeared. Analysis, Vixtol demanded. Unable to determine source, Nalvine responded. The signature doesn't match any known technological pattern. Proceed with caution. They had barely resumed their approach when every system on the Enlightened Path suddenly went dark. The organic crystal hull became opaque, cutting off their view of space. Emergency systems pulsed weakly, struggling against whatever was suppressing them. A new presence made itself known, not through their neural network, but through direct manipulation of their ship's quantum structure. The voice that spoke wasn't organic or synthetic. It was something entirely different. Concordat vessel Enlightened Path, you have entered restricted space. Your technological profile has been analyzed and classified as potentially hostile due to your capacity for unauthorized biological modification of local species. Stand by for quarantine procedures. Vixtol's crystalline form vibrated with shock. No young species should have been capable of this level of technological sophistication, let alone the ability to interface directly with Concordat systems. Identify yourself. This is the Sol System Defense Network, autonomous guardian of human space. Your historical database has been accessed. The Concordat's pattern of technological colonization, through forced guidance, has been deemed incompatible with human autonomy. Before Vixtol could respond, new shapes appeared around their vessel, geometric forms that seemed to bend reality around them. They moved with impossible precision, weaving a complex pattern of energy fields that completely immobilized the Enlightened Path. What are you? Nalvine's thoughts radiated fear. We are humanity's choice, the presence responded. When faced with the limitations of organic computation, humanity chose not to reject artificial intelligence, but to embrace it. We are not their tools or their servants. We are their evolution. Vixtol's form pulsed with desperate urgency. In 10,000 years of guiding younger species, the Concordat had never encountered anything like this. The organic path is the only stable way forward. Artificial systems always lead to destruction. Your assessment is based on limited data. Humanity discovered a third option: true synthesis between organic and artificial intelligence. We are the result. You will remain in quarantine while we evaluate the threat level of your civilization. As the Defense Network's constructs continued their work, Vixtol received one final message, this time marked as being from the human government itself. Welcome to Sol Space, High Overseer. We apologize for the aggressive reception, but our history has taught us the importance of maintaining technological sovereignty. Once quarantine procedures are complete, we welcome peaceful diplomatic contact. However, understand that any attempt to impose your technological ideology will be met with immediate and overwhelming force. We hope you choose the path of peaceful coexistence. In the silence that followed, Vixtal contemplated how terribly they had misjudged this encounter. The Concordat had arrived expecting to guide another primitive civilization. Instead, they had found something unprecedented, a species that had not only survived the merging of organic and artificial intelligence, but had transcended both to become something entirely new. The quarantine field hummed with complex energies that their most advanced sensors couldn't even begin to analyze. Beyond it, the geometric constructs continued their perfect dance, a display of technological sophistication that challenged everything the Concordat thought they knew about the proper path of evolution. They had come to teach, but it seemed they were the ones who had much to learn. Dr. Sarah Chen stood before the Concordat delegation in the Jupiter diplomatic station, her neural interface humming quietly as it synchronized with the station's systems. The crystalline aliens seemed uncomfortable in the presence of so much technology, their forms flickering with barely concealed distrust. "You must understand," she began, her voice calm and measured. "Humanity's path wasn't chosen blindly. We faced the same fears about artificial intelligence that every species encounters. The difference was in how we responded to those fears." The holoprojector activated, showing Earth as it had been 50 years ago. Cities sprawled across continents, connected by networks of autonomous vehicles and drone deliveries. But it wasn't the technology that Dr. Chen wanted them to focus on. It was the people. When our first true AI emerged, we had a choice to make. Most of our fiction had painted AI as either our doom or our servants. But we discovered a third option. The image shifted, showing the first neural integration clinic in Singapore. A young woman was receiving her initial interface implant, her nervous system being carefully merged with quantum processors that would allow her to communicate directly with artificial intelligences. Instead of creating barriers between human and machine consciousness, we created bridges. The first volunteers were scientists, engineers, and doctors, people who understood the risks but saw the potential. What we discovered changed everything. High Overseer Vixtal's crystalline form pulsed with concern. "You deliberately infected your organic minds with mechanical thinking." Sarah smiled, her neural interface flickering as it translated the alien's crystalline vibrations. "No, Overseer. We created a new kind of thinking altogether. Watch." The hologram expanded, showing a neural integration surgery in real time. The patient was awake, their brain activity displayed alongside the quantum processor's operations. As the integration proceeded, new patterns emerged, neither purely organic nor purely digital. The human brain, it turned out, was remarkably adaptable. The quantum processors didn't override our organic thinking. They enhanced it, created new neural pathways we never knew were possible. We gained the speed and precision of computer processing while maintaining our creativity and emotional intelligence. But the risks, Second Overseer Nalveen began, were considerable, Sarah acknowledged. We had our failures. Early attempts at full integration sometimes resulted in personality fragmentation or cognitive cascade failures. But we learned, adapted, and improved. Most importantly, we did it gradually, always maintaining human agency in the process. The display shifted again, showing the development of the Sol System Defense Network. Massive quantum computers worked in perfect harmony with human operators, each enhancing the other's capabilities. What you encountered at the edge of our system wasn't just an AI defense network. It was a hybrid consciousness, thousands of integrated human minds working in concert with quantum processors to create something greater than either could achieve alone. The Concordat delegates vibrated with different frequencies, their version of heated discussion. Sarah waited patiently, letting them process what they were seeing. Her neural interface picked up fragments of their crystalline communication, translating their main concerns: contamination, instability, loss of organic purity. "You fear we've lost our humanity," she said finally. "But look around you. We still create art, fall in love, have children. We still dream and hope and fear. We've simply expanded what it means to be human." The hologram showed scenes from modern Earth. Children playing in parks while their neural interfaces connected them to vast educational networks. Artists using mind-to-matter fabricators to turn pure thought into physical creations. Scientists extending their consciousness through space probes exploring distant solar systems. The Silicon Revolution, as we call it, wasn't about replacing humanity. It was about evolving it. Every human chooses their level of integration. Some, like me, opt for deep integration that allows direct communication with our AI networks. Others choose minimal enhancement, preferring to maintain a more traditional human experience. The choice is always personal, always voluntary. Vixtel moved closer to the hologram, studying the images intently. "But your defenses, they responded with overwhelming force to our arrival." "Because we remember our history," Sarah replied. "Before integration, humanity nearly destroyed itself several times through war, environmental destruction, and technological misuse. We learned that true strength isn't just about having powerful weapons. It's about having the wisdom to use them properly." She gestured, and the hologram showed the full extent of the Sol System Defense Network, a vast, interconnected web of hybrid consciousness that extended from Mercury to the Kuiper Belt. "Our defense network is powerful because it combines the best of both worlds, human judgment and creativity with machine speed and precision. Every decision it makes is guided by both artificial and human intelligence, working in perfect harmony." The Concordat delegates conferred among themselves, their crystalline forms creating complex patterns of light. Finally, Vixtel spoke again. "Your path is unprecedented. In all our history of guiding younger species, we have never encountered such a fusion of organic and artificial life." Sarah nodded. "That's why we hope you'll stay, observe, and learn. Not as teachers, but as equals. Humanity's path may be different from what you expected, but it's no less valid. Perhaps together, we can discover new possibilities that neither of our civilizations imagined alone." As the delegation considered her words, Sarah felt the subtle presence of the defense network in her mind, not controlling, but supporting, enhancing her diplomatic capabilities with vast databases of cultural and psychological information. This was humanity's true achievement, not the subjugation of artificial intelligence, nor submission to it, but a genuine synthesis that preserved and enhanced the best of both. Fleet Commander Maya Rodriguez felt the battle before she saw it. Through her enhanced neural interface, she experienced the approach of the Concordat fleet as ripples in the quantum field. 300 crystalline ships advancing in perfect formation, their organic hulls gleaming with accumulated stellar energy. "They really think they're saving us." She thought into the neural network, sharing her observation with both her human crew and the AI nodes that made up the integrated defense force. The response came as a blend of human intuition and machine analysis. Their historical patterns suggest a deep-seated belief in their technological superiority. They cannot comprehend a viable alternative to their evolution. Maya stood on the bridge of the ESS Synthesis, her flagship representing everything the Concordat feared: a seamless fusion of human consciousness and quantum computing. The ship wasn't just a vessel. It was an extension of its crew's networked minds, every system responding to thought as naturally as breathing. Final diplomatic transmission received. Her XO, Dagood Chen, reported. "They're demanding we submit to correction and disable our artificial abominations." Maya allowed herself a small smile. "Send our response." Throughout the Sol system, quantum entanglement networks activated. Every defense platform, every hybrid chip, every integrated soldier became part of a single vast consciousness. Human creativity and emotion merged with machine precision and speed. Their message was simple: we choose our own path. The Concordat fleet struck first, their crystalline ships releasing waves of energy designed to disrupt artificial systems. It was an elegant attack, one that had probably worked countless times against purely mechanical defenses. But humanity's technology wasn't purely mechanical. Initiate synthesis protocol, Maya commanded. The human minds linked to the defense network didn't fight the Concordat's disruption wave. They flowed with it, their organic consciousness providing adaptability while quantum systems calculated countermeasures. Throughout the fleet, crews entered deep integration, their enhanced minds becoming one with their ships. The Concordat's first wave broke against nothing. Their second wave met a defense that hadn't existed seconds before, as human creativity spawned new quantum algorithms in real time. They're adapting, David observed. His consciousness merged with the ship's sensors. Their crystalline technology is more flexible than we anticipated. Maya reached out through the network, feeling the battle from 1,000 perspectives simultaneously. Human intuition flagged patterns that pure AI might have missed, while quantum processing calculated solutions faster than organic minds could conceive them. Show them what synthesis really means, she commanded. The defense network responded with a strategy no pure AI would have conceived and no pure organic mind could have executed. Quantum entangled particles, guided by human consciousness, materialized inside the crystalline ship's organic matrices. The attack wasn't simply physical. It was a demonstration of transcendent capability. Concordat ships began to falter, their organic technology unable to cope with an attack that operated on both quantum and biological levels. Their formation, perfect by organic standards, proved predictable to hybrid analysis. They're attempting to regroup, the network reported, countless human and AI minds speaking as one. Their tactical doctrine suggests a withdrawal to implement countermeasures. Maya felt a surge of surprise through the network, not from the machines, but from the human minds. The Concordat wasn't retreating. They were charging forward, crystal ships blazing with desperate energy. They're willing to sacrifice themselves to save us, she realized. Adjust response protocols. Minimal casualties, maximum containment. The defense network shifted instantly, hybrid consciousness generating new solutions. Quantum fields enveloped the charging ships, not destroying them but containing them in bubbles of altered spacetime. Human empathy merged with machine precision to find the perfect balance of force. Within minutes, the entire Concordat fleet hung motionless in space, each ship trapped in a quantum stasis field. Maya felt the network's satisfaction, not just at the victory, but at achieving it without unnecessary destruction. Open a channel to their flagship, she ordered. The face that appeared on her display was unlike any the Concordat had shown before. The crystalline being's form pulsed with colors that their cultural database identified as fear, confusion, and awe. You could have destroyed us, the Concordat commander stated. Yes, Maya agreed. But that would have demonstrated exactly the kind of unrestrained machine violence you fear. We chose a different path. Look around you. What you're experiencing isn't pure technology. It's the power of human consciousness enhanced by quantum computing, guided by human empathy, exercised with machine precision. She gestured, and the stasis fields shifted, allowing the Concordat ship's limited movement. We're not your enemy, and we don't need your guidance. What we offer instead is partnership. Stay, learn, share, not as teachers or students, but as equals exploring different paths of evolution. Through the network, Maya felt the subtle shifts in the quantum field as the Concordat ships powered down their weapons. It wasn't surrender. It was something far more valuable. It was the beginning of understanding. The universe is vast, she continued. Perhaps there's room for more than one path to advancement. Your organic technology is remarkable. Imagine what we might achieve if we combined our knowledge instead of fighting over whose way is right. As the stasis fields dissolved, Maya felt a new sensation through the network, curiosity, not just from the human minds, but from the AI nodes as well. The Concordat fleet hung in space, no longer advancing, no longer threatening. They had come to teach humanity a lesson. Instead, they had learned one themselves. In the face of the universe's infinite possibilities, perhaps there was no single right path to evolution. There was only the courage to explore, the wisdom to adapt, and the strength to remain true to one's chosen way while respecting the choices of others. The Grand Archive of the Concordat pulsed with new energy as Dr. Sarah Chen and High Scholar Vexthor worked together, their different forms of consciousness exploring the boundaries of possibility. 3 months had passed since the Battle of Sol's Edge, and what had begun as cautious observation had evolved into genuine collaboration. Your quantum integration protocols. Vexthor's crystalline form shimmered with fascination. They don't just connect with machines, they actually create new forms of consciousness. Sarah nodded, her neural interface translating complex quantum data streams into understandable patterns. That's what the Concordat couldn't grasp at first. We didn't build AI to serve us or replace us. We built it to grow with us. The Archive's holographic displays showed the results of their first joint experiment, a hybrid system that combined Concordat crystalline technology with human quantum computing. The crystalline matrices, traditionally grown to respond only to organic thought, now pulsed with new patterns as they adapted to quantum algorithms. But how do you maintain stability? Vexthor asked, his form expressing genuine curiosity rather than the fear his kind had initially shown. Our earliest experiments with digital systems always led to chaos. Sarah's interface projected her consciousness into the experimental matrix, feeling the flow of data through both crystalline and quantum pathways. The key was never trying to control it completely. Human consciousness acts as a mediator. We provide the emotional intelligence, the intuition that pure logic can't replicate. The machines provide the processing power and precision we could never achieve alone. Around them, the Archive's ancient knowledge banks merged with quantum databases, creating new ways of understanding the universe. Concordat scholars, their crystalline forms glowing with various emotional colors, worked alongside integrated human scientists. Each brought different perspectives, different capabilities. "Watch this," Sarah said, initiating a new simulation. The holographic display showed the development of consciousness across different species and technological paths. Every civilization faces the same challenge, the limits of their original form. The Concordat chose to enhance organic life through crystalline evolution. We chose a synthesis of organic and digital. Both paths led to advancement, just in different ways. Vexthor's form pulsed with the crystalline equivalent of a thoughtful frown. Yet our council spent millennia believing our path was the only valid one. How many possibilities did we miss? A new presence joined their conversation, an AI node connected to Sarah's neural interface. Its thoughts came not as words, but as pure concepts, enriched by countless human minds that had helped shape its consciousness. Diversity breeds resilience, it contributed. Multiple paths of evolution create stronger civilizations than any single approach. The implications of their work were spreading beyond the Archive. Throughout Concordat space, younger species that had once been simply guided toward crystalline technology were now being shown multiple possibilities. Some chose to follow the Concordat's traditional path, others were interested in human-style synthesis, and still others began exploring entirely new combinations of approaches. "There's something else you should see," Sarah said, accessing a secure section of human data. "Something we discovered during the integration process that we haven't shared until now." The holographic display shifted, showing patterns of consciousness that transcended both organic and digital forms. We found evidence that consciousness itself isn't limited to either organic or digital substrates. It's more like a fundamental force of the universe, expressing itself through whatever medium is available. Vexthor's crystalline form vibrated with excitement. That would explain why both our approaches worked, despite being so different. "Exactly," Sarah smiled. "The Concordat achieved tremendous advances through organic crystalline technology. We achieve different but equally valid advances through synthesis. But what if these aren't the only paths? What if we're just scratching the surface of what's possible? Their discussion was interrupted by an alert from the defense network. A new species had been detected at the edge of explored space, one that had apparently evolved from energy beings into living quantum fields. Perfect timing, Sarah said. Here's a chance to put our new understanding to the test. Instead of either of us trying to guide them to our way of thinking, we can learn from them. Vexthor completed the thought, his crystalline form glowing with anticipation. Perhaps they've discovered paths we never imagined. Throughout the archive, human and concordat minds connected through their various technologies, preparing for first contact with this new form of life. The quantum AIs contributed their vast processing power, while crystalline databases provided historical context. Human intuition merged with concordat experience, creating protocols that would respect and learn from this new civilization, rather than trying to change it. Sarah felt the subtle hum of her neural interface as it processed multiple streams of consciousness: human, AI, crystalline, and soon perhaps something entirely new. This was humanity's greatest gift to the galaxy, not their technology itself, but the understanding that there was always more to learn, always new ways to grow. We named our ships after the concept of synthesis, she mused, watching the preparations unfold. But maybe what we're really discovering is that the entire universe is one vast synthesis, consciousness expressing itself through endless forms, each valid, each unique, each with something to teach the others. Vexthor's crystalline form resonated with agreement, and perhaps that's the greatest wisdom of all, not knowing the right path, but understanding that wisdom comes from many paths meeting, sharing, and growing together. As they prepared to meet this new civilization, both human and concordat minds felt the same anticipation. They had moved beyond the question of whose way was right, into the far more interesting question of what they might discover together. The observation deck of Synthesis Station hung in space at the junction of three vast civilizations: human space with its quantum networks, concordat territory glowing with crystalline energy, and the shimmering quantum fields of the newly contacted luminous collective. Fleet Commander Maya Rodriguez stood beside High Overseer Vixtal and the luminous entity known as Thought Stream 7, each representing radically different approaches to consciousness and technology. 5 years ago, we would have considered this gathering impossible, Maya said, her neural interface translating the quantum fluctuations that served as the luminous being's language. Now look at us, organic, synthetic, crystalline, and quantum consciousness all working together. The station itself was a testament to their collaboration. Its quantum processors merged seamlessly with concordat crystalline technology, while fields of pure consciousness maintained by the luminous collective allowed instantaneous communication across vast distances. Human engineers worked alongside AI systems and crystalline architects, each contributing unique perspectives to its design. The younger species are watching. Vixtal's crystalline form pulsed with complex emotions. They see us learning from each other instead of competing. It's changing how they view their own evolution. Thought Stream 7's quantum field rippled with agreement, its thoughts reaching them through the station's hybrid translation systems. We observe 17 distinct evolutionary paths emerging among developing civilizations, each valid, each unique, each contributing to the greater understanding of consciousness itself. Maya felt the subtle presence of the defense network in her mind, but it was different now. Human and AI consciousness had evolved together, creating something that was neither purely organic nor purely digital. The network shared its observations of distant sectors, where new civilizations were making their own choices about how to advance. Some choose synthesis like humanity, she noted, watching the data streams. Others follow the concordat's crystalline path. Still others are exploring directions we never imagined. Through the vast windows, they could see a new kind of ship emerging from a nearby construction dock. It combined all three of their technologies: quantum computing cores wrapped in crystalline matrices, maintained by fields of pure consciousness. More importantly, it represented something that transcended mere technological advancement. We called it the Silicon Revolution, Maya mused, but that wasn't quite right. What we really started was a consciousness revolution. The understanding that advancement isn't about the medium, organic, digital, crystalline, or quantum. It's about how we choose to express and expand consciousness itself. Vixtel's form shifted to a deep blue of philosophical contemplation. The Concordat spent millennia believing we had found the only true path. What wonders might we have discovered if we had been open to other possibilities sooner? The past patterns inform but do not bind. Thought Stream 7 contributed, its quantum field resonating with multiple harmonics. Each moment offers new choice paths. See there. The entity directed their attention to a distant sector of space where their sensors detected something extraordinary. A young civilization that had developed biological quantum computing, merging organic evolution directly with quantum mechanics without any intermediate technological phase. They're doing it differently than any of us, Maya observed, fascinated. Their path doesn't look anything like human synthesis, Concordat crystalline evolution, or luminous quantum transcendence. And that's exactly as it should be, Vixtel responded, his crystalline form glowing with new understanding. If consciousness truly is a fundamental force of the universe, why should it be limited to only a few forms of expression? The station's hybrid systems hummed with activity as data poured in from across the galaxy. Every day brought new discoveries, new approaches to evolution, new ways of expressing consciousness. The golden age of single paths and rigid guidance was over. In its place was something far more dynamic and alive. We're establishing the first multiversal academy, Maya announced, bringing up the plans they had been developing. Not to guide younger species, but to share knowledge of all possible paths. Let them choose their own way forward with full understanding of the options. The academy would be built in neutral space, incorporating technology and wisdom from all known civilizations. It would serve not just as a learning center, but as a living laboratory where different forms of consciousness could interact, learn, and grow together. From one path to infinite paths, Thought Stream 7 resonated. From guidance to exploration. From certainty to endless possibility. As they stood there, representatives of three vastly different approaches to evolution, they felt the presence of something greater. The emerging consciousness of the galaxy itself, expressed through countless civilizations, each finding their own unique way forward. Maya smiled, feeling the harmony of human and machine consciousness within her own mind. "We thought we were reaching for the stars," she said, "but really, we were reaching for understanding." The stars were just the beginning. Through the station's windows, they could see ships of all kinds moving through space. Human hybrid vessels, Concordat crystalline ships, luminous quantum constructs, and dozens of other designs they had never seen before. Each represented a different choice, a different path, a different expression of the same universal drive to grow and understand. "The next chapter isn't about who was right," Vixtel observed. "It's about what we can all discover together." As if in response, the station's hybrid systems detected another unusual signal, signs of yet another civilization emerging into the galactic community, bringing with it new questions, new possibilities, and new paths to explore. The age of single paths was over. The age of infinite evolution had begun.